number 10. The quadratic parent function is graphed as the dashed parabola. So, before I go on, here's my parabola that's dashed, okay, and it's the parent function, so that's y equals x squared. And then it says, what would be true about the value of a in y equals ax squared to get the solid parabola graphed as a transformation from the parent function? So, I'm sure you heard me go blah, 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 blah. What does that mean? What we're wanting to do is figure out what does a need to be so that it will make this dashed line get more narrow or stretch to become this solid line. Okay? And so remember, for a stretch to occur, the number's got to be bigger than 1. So that's what it's asking. What does a need to be? So if we go through our list here, this says a needs to be bigger than 0. Well, I mean, part of the numbers will work, but the other part won't. The part that's between 0 and 1 would actually make it wider. And then the parts that are bigger than 1, the numbers that are bigger than 1, would work. But not all the numbers that are greater than 0 would make it more narrow. So we're going to cross that out. B says that A has to be between 0 and 1. Well, 0, if it's between 0 and 1, we know that that makes it wider, and this is getting more narrow, so we can rule that out. All right, C says A is less than 0. Well, if A is less than 0, we know it's negative, which would mean it would be reflected. This is not reflected, so it's not going to be that. But also, it's kind of the same reason here. Yes, some of the numbers would make it maybe have the same width, but not all of them, and like I said, it's not reflected. And then D says A has to be bigger than 1. We know that if A is bigger than 1, it's going to stretch and become more narrow. So D is the correct answer.